Welcome to Rima Power, coming to you from the Powerhouse Ministries International, Accra, Ghana. You are about to hear a life-changing message from our senior pastor, Reverend Bernard Arde Acquah. Today's teaching will offer you very practical solutions to life's daily challenges, whilst empowering you from the Word of God to rise above any challenges and difficulties.
They resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart.
Luke chapter 12, verse 16. Let's all read it aloud. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there I will bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. And unfortunately, this is the attitude a lot of people have when it comes to God. When it comes to the work of the Lord, many people have an attitude, take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. And many people have that attitude. Many people have that mentality. It's like they rush to the worldly things. But when it comes to the Lord, take thine ease. Oh, immediately, I'm a student, I'm writing exam. Yet the same person who says he's not well, when he has to write an exam, he will rush and get to the exam theater because he thinks his life depends on it. Now, I'll ask you a question. Between God and the exam, which one does your life really depend on? You see, I know that many people, you want to serve the Lord, you want to be blessed, but in your heart, you see, faith is not present. The way you see God is that I don't need him. Isn't it sad to see somebody, you can see the person really needs a blessing, yet God cannot bless him because he doesn't have faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is. He that cometh to God must have an attitude that God is bigger than me. He that cometh to God must believe that God is greater than what I am and what I think and what I have. He that cometh to God must see God as far bigger. Do you really need God in your life? Do you really want God into your life? You come late, you don't take part, you come without a Bible, you come and sit down and after a while you sleep, you are indifferent to what is going on because your attitude. And as for God, he can see everybody that I can't see. And as you sit there, he knows every heart that the pastor will never know. So he knows those who are getting blessed because their heart is right, and those who are indifferent. And yet those are the people who want the jobs, who want the houses, who want rent advance, who want God to intervene on their lives, who need deliverance. And many of them, they don't have faith. They don't have faith. So every time God calls them, take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But you see, they don't realize that they are being foolish. Look at what the Bible calls them. The next verse, verse 20. But God said unto him, thou fool. God said unto him, thou what? What did God call him? What did God call him? You see, if you think that life is all about Caesar, 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 the clothes you wear, the drink, your office, your job, if you think that that is all life is, exams, you see, if you think that that is all life is, God is saying that there are things that belong to Caesar and there are things that belong to God. So if you walk through life and don't understand that there is a part of you that you must give to God, and there is a part of you that you must give to Caesar, and you go through life and everything is Caesar, 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 and you keep your life running all around and you don't realize that you also need God, the Bible calls you a fool. What did God say to the young man? Thou fool. Was he rich? Yes. Did he have money? Yes, but he was a fool. So not everybody who has money and is wearing nice clothes is wise. Did you hear me? Your wisdom is not in your clothes. Oh. Your wisdom is not in your dress or your degrees. Not everybody who has a degree is wise. God said, thou fool. You see, the question I'm going to ask you is there a part of you that you have given to God? Is there a part of you that recognizes God? Don't go through life and be a fool. Don't be a fool. After you have gained everything, what use is it if you lose your own soul? After you have built, after you have bought your cars, after you have done everything, and then in the process, you lose your own soul. Because you didn't go through life understanding that there are things that belong to Caesar and there are things that belong to God. You thought it was only Caesar. And so you kept your life. Caesar, Caesar, Caesar. That's all you kept your life doing. You are only interested in Caesar, Caesar. Then Sunday morning also, when Caesar is not even calling you and you have to come to church. See, your real attitude will show because you come to church even late. You cannot go through life like Cain and Abel. You just bring anything to God and think that God will bless you. You cannot. You cannot give God your leftover. You cannot give God the things that you don't like. You cannot give God because it's a seed. It's a source of life. It's your future. It's your potential. Church, you see, if you are really going to get blessed, we have to solve this fundamental question. Because one of the sad things, especially to see somebody who says, I am coming to ministry, and then he's broke. Because he can't get from God and gets angry. And they are not paying me well. But what about your attitude? Look, listen, anybody who serves God well by faith, God will prosper you. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a secret. Everybody, when you have the right, David said, I've been young and I've been old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. You see, sometimes God, I find it difficult to understand some of the harsh words. He's calling somebody a hypocrite. He's calling them wicked. Another group of people, he's calling them fools. They were rich, but they were fools. They had cars and houses, but they were fools. They had what it takes. They have built their houses. They have nice houses. Their children maybe are going to the nice schools, but they are fools. Can you understand it? I pray for you that you won't be a fool. You see, when God has to talk about you, he won't call you a fool. Did you hear what I'm saying? You see, God can look at somebody and look at the person and say, this person is a fool. Don't be a fool. And some of us are behaving as if we don't need God. Yet, I'll tell you something. Areas like this, we need God more than anything. Yet, we don't have faith. Look at what he says, verse 20. But God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided? You see, if you have to die tonight to stand before God, would you go and stand before God with a lot of regrets? I wish I had come for the all night. I wish I had become a pastor early. I wish I had taken my cell meeting more seriously. I wish I had preached more effectively. I wish I had really spent my life serving the Lord. Would your life be a life of regrets? Okay, I wish I had. I wish I had. That's the life of a fool. Once he's living, he knows he's not doing his best. He knows he's not doing what must be done, but he's still continuing it. That's a fool. Don't spend your life just chasing this and chasing that and chasing this and chasing that and don't realize that there are things that must be given to God. God said you're a fool. If you die tonight, all your tithe you haven't paid, you will regret. You will, because all the money that's in the bank, you will say, who have I left it with? I should have rather used it to pay my tithe than to leave it for my foolish brothers and sisters. So assuming you are going to die tonight, would you go with your tithe? Would you go with your pledge? Would you go with your offering? Because you don't really think God can call you tonight. You see people 16, 15, 12, they are dead. And then they say, oh, what a shock. What a fool. Because you find out that all the shirts and the shoes and the trousers and all the things you bought, the video decks and all the things you were angry about, looking for salary increase, and because of that you were working overtime and you are not paying your tithe, all those things are foolishness. Foolishness. But you didn't know that there are things that belong to Caesar and there are also things that belong to God. So now all of a sudden God says, your life belongs to me, give it back. I gave you 50 years. Look at how you lived it. You are too busy. You are rather gathering and pulling down and rebuilding and doing everything. And it is sad to see some of the young people beginning to lead a life like that. You are just 21, 22. If you die today, if you die, then who shall those things be? Who shall those things be? All the dresses and the shoes, lipstick and the Q-tex that you've placed somewhere, and the jewelry and the earrings, who shall those things be? Because you didn't have a perspective of life. All the latest canvas that you bought, all the latest shoes that you bought, that because of that you didn't pay your tithe, that because of that you were going to the beach, you couldn't come to church. You will stand one day and say, I wish I had listened to Pastor Bernard. I wish I had come to church. Anybody who wants to serve God and think within himself that he's better than God, he's doing God a favor, doesn't have faith. He's not operating by faith. Because your faith must be motivated by love for God. Your worship must come before service. Your devotion must come before your duty. God said, when you die, all the things you have gathered, who shall it be for? You still don't realize that there is a God? And why are you going towards Caesar? When you spend all your life as if Caesar, Caesar, Caesar. He says when you live like that, you are a fool. You live like a fool. So look at it. Verse 20, read it again. But God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? 21. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God. So is he. It means that God expects that whatever we give to him, we will give it richly. If you are giving your time, you are giving your life, you are giving your money, you are giving your resources, he says that so is he. Be rich toward God. When it comes to VAT, you give it. When it comes to NHIS, you pay it. When it comes to Social Security, you pay it. When it comes to something the government school fees, you go and pay. Water, you go and pay. You see, you are rich towards water and electricity, even though they are unreliable. But if we decide that we are increasing everybody's tithe by 2%, I'm sure many churches will go on strike. And it's not in the Bible. Because the heart is wrong. Let somebody come and say that now tithe is no longer 10% but 20%. There are some people here who will leave the church. It's not in the Bible. And as for tithe, the meaning of tithe is 10%. But electricity is not fixed. Water is not fixed. School fees is not fixed. PTA dues is not fixed. All those things are not fixed. But money and your heart toward God, you are angry. You see, unless you sort out who God is in your life, you find out that we may come to church after church after church, but the people will not be blessed because in their hearts, they serve God anyhow. God says, humble yourself under the mighty hand of the Lord, that he may exalt you in due time. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Don't be a fool. Humble yourself. And say that I'm coming to a place where God is bigger. I'm coming to serve a God who deserves all the respect. I'm coming before a God who I must humble myself and just do anything he tells me to do so that I can be blessed. And lay aside all guile, all hypocrisies, all envyings, all evil speakings. Lay it aside. And as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word. Unless the church can come back to faith, which is bigger than themselves, they will struggle. And I pray for you that you won't be a fool. I pray for you that when you die and you stand before God, he won't tell you you have wasted your time on this earth. If anybody should die in this church, I should be proud and pleased to say that this was a good man who served the Lord with his faith. I should be happy and say that whilst this person was alive, he or she was an asset. And he provoked many people. He drew closer to God. And like Mary, he served God or she served God. That should be your testimony. I pray that you will be a blessing. I pray that you find fulfillment in your service for God. I pray that your faith will work for you.